All right, welcome to Advanced Algebra with Financial Applications. We're working on day 2 today, and here are our learning targets. Learning target number 1, I can become familiar with the basic vocabulary of credit cards. We're working on these vocab terms right here. We did hit a lot of these on day 1. Today, the 2 vocab words we're hitting are mean and average daily balance. That's what we're talking about today, is average daily balance. And our second learning target is I can compute an average daily balance. All right, that's what we're doing today. That's the name of the game, computing average daily balances. All right, put your name where it says your name. And we're hitting, okay, we have a little definition here. Here's what an average daily balance is. The average daily balance is the average of the amounts you owed each day of a particular billing period. It changes due to purchases made and payments made. So we have here in example 3. We're going to talk about this. Rebecca did not pay last month's credit card bill in full. Below is a list of Rebecca's daily balances for her last billing cycle. We see that for 7 days, she owed $456.11. For 3 days, she owed $1,177.60. For 6 days, she owed $990.08, and so on. Find Rebecca's average daily balance. So here's how we're going to solve this. If you have a problem where they're asking you to solve for an average daily balance, this is what you got to do. The average daily balance is an arithmetic average. The arithmetic average is also called the mean. So when you hear about the mean or the average, it's the same thing. The mean is the average is the mean. All right? To find this average, you need to add the balances for the entire billing period and divide by the number of days. So we're going to first add the number of days in the list to find the number of days in the billing cycle, right? She had 7 days, she owed that much. For 3 days, she owed that much. For 6 days, 9 days, 5 days. Here we go. We're going to add all those days up. 7 plus 3 plus 6 plus 9 plus 5. Add them all up, you get 30. There must have been 30 billing days in Rebecca's billing cycle. Now, we need to find the sum of all these days, all right? So for 7 days, she owed $456.11. See here, we got 7 times $456.11. So we multiply this thing. 7 days at this much gives us this figure here, $3,192.77. 3 days, she owed $1,177.60. We multiplied 3 times $1,177.60. We then took 6 times 990.08 because she owed this amount for 6 days. Then we did 9 times $2,115.15, right? 9 times that amount, and then 5 times, lastly, $2,309.13, right? Then we multiplied how many days she owed how much, and then after we got all those numbers, we're going to add all those numbers up, right? Add all those numbers up, we get a grand sum of $43,248.05. Is this the average though? No, right? This is just the sum of all the days that she owed. To find out the average, we're going to need to then divide this big number, $43,248.05. We need to divide it by 30. All right, we divide it by 30, we get $1,441.60. That is her average daily balance. That is the figure the credit card company will use to charge her interest. All right, that is the figure they'll use to charge her interest. So step 1 here is, what is the average of $25, $50, $75, $90, and $100? Find the average of these numbers here. All right, here's probably where you want to pause the video. You want to pause the video here. Do this on your own as practice, because maybe you haven't done averages in a hot minute, right? So pause the video and figure this out, and then unpause me. All right, great. Through the magic of video, you paused me and unpaused me, and now I'm just going to explain it just to make sure we're all on the same page. To find the average, I have to first add up all the numbers in my data set, right? So I got to take 25, I got to add it to 50, I got to add it to 75, I got to add it to 90, and I got to add it to 100. There I go. Add everything up. I get 340. Is 340 my average? No, no. I have to first, this is just the sum of all the numbers in my data set. This is just the sum. I now have to divide by how many values there are in my data set. I've got 1 value, 2 values, 3 values, 4 values, 5 values. There's 5 numbers in my data set. So I have to divide by 5. So divide this by 5. Because I have 5 numbers in the data set. 68. 68 is the average. Hopefully you got that. All right. If not, that's okay. You have another practice question right here. Find the mean of 3,000, 4,500, 5,299, and 5,499. Remember, in this class, if I don't give you rounding instructions, round to the nearest hundredths place, at the end of your calculation. All right, you want to pause me here, so that you can do this on your own and get some practice. Great, you paused me. Now I'm unpaused. Now I'm going to show, we're just going to check our work here. So first step, add them all up, right? First step, find the sum of all the values in the data set. So I'm adding up all my numbers together. 5,299 plus 5,499. And then I press enter and I get the sum, 18,298. Is that my average? No. I still need to divide by how many values are in the data set. How many values are here? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 values, so I divide by 4. There we go, $4,574.50. That's the average of these 4 numbers here, $4,574.50. All right. Jason did not pay last month's credit card bill in full. Below is a list of Jason's average balances for his last billing cycle. For 8 days, he owed $258.94. For 5 days, he owed $377.60. For 7 days, he owed $590.08. For 4 days, he owed $715.15. And for 6 days, he owed $909.13. Find Jason's average daily balance. All right, you're probably going to want to use example 3 here as you're kind of remember how to do this. All right, I recommend you pause this video here and do this on your own. You will need to eventually do this on your own eventually, so you want to make sure you get to take this time and get your practice in. All right, pause me, and then I'll pick it back up. All right, great. You paused me, and now we're going to pick it back up. All right, so just like over here, the first step, what was the first step? Was to add up how many days in the billing cycle. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it the exact same way here. I got 8 days. So 8 plus 5 days, 5 plus 7 days, 7 plus 4 days, 4 plus 6 days. That's it. If I press enter, I get 30 days. Usually the billing cycle will be 30 days. Some months have 31 days though. So you got to be you do have to do that little step of finding out how many days in that particular billing cycle. February has 28 days often. So you want to make sure you take that step. All right, now here's the tricky part. I now need to start doing this piece here where like the amount of days is multiplied by how much is owed over that period of days. All right. So for 8 days, and I'll multiply that by $258.94. $258.94. And I'm going to have to now. I'm going to want to, just to save myself the hassle of having to find these out individually, I'm going to add them all at once. So I'm just going to say plus, so 8 times 258.94 plus 5 times 5. Oop, no, I don't want plus times. I want plus 5 times 377.60 plus, I want to add that to 7 days times $590.08, and then plus 4 days times $715.15, and then plus 6 times $909.13. And that's it. All right, press enter. There, I have the sum. I have the sum of all my numbers. Right? Is this my average? No, it's just the sum of all my numbers. I then need to divide this by 30. Right? I need to divide the sum by 30, which is how many days in my data set. There's 30 days in my data set. So this is my average, $546, and rounding to the nearest hundredths, 85 cents. $546.85. That is Jason's average daily balance. All right, so credit card and finance charges. Here is the key to credit cards. If you learn one thing from this class on credit cards, this is probably the thing. Finance charges are not charged if in the previous month the revolving credit card bill was paid in full. If you pay your card in full every month, you will never pay a finance charge. So for instance, usually I pay my credit card off at the end of each month. Today, I got on last night, I tried to pay, and I realized I have the money to pay, but I want to pay like a certain amount from one account, a certain amount from the other account to pay it off. Well, what happened is yesterday was the last day of my billing cycle. So because I did not pay it off in full, I'm going to have one payment yesterday and one payment today. I was 1 day late on the full payment. I will technically owe some interest on this charge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay it all off tomorrow, and then make sure it stays the billing for the entire billing cycle. How much I have on this card stays low, so I'll get charged a very minimal amount. But if you pay it off completely before the end of the billing cycle, you'll pay no interest rate on the credit card. You will basically get to borrow money for free as long as you pay it back in under the billing cycle, right? Okay, so we have example 4 here. Rebecca, from example 3, she pays a finance charge on her average daily balance of $1,441.60. Her APR is 18%. What is her finance charge for the billing cycle? All right, what's her finance charge for the billing cycle? Here's how you go about solving this kind of question where they ask about what's the finance charge for the billing cycle. Well, finance charges are computed monthly. So 18% APR has to then be divided by 12 to get a monthly percentage rate. 18 divided by 12 is 1.5. So the percentage rate for each month is 1.5. So we're going to need to take this 1.5% of the average daily balance to get the finance charge. Well, to do this, we're going to need to convert this 1.5% into a decimal out of 1. All right? Because once we turn it into a decimal out of 1, we can use this for multiplication. Makes life easy. So 1.5 divided by 100 gives us a decimal. The percentage expressed as a decimal out of 1. So this decimal point moves over 2 points. So if you see that, that's 0.015. That's our 1.5% expressed as a decimal out of 1. All right, now we can now use to multiply. We multiply by $1,441.60, and we get $21.62. Rebecca will pay a finance charge of $21.62. That's not too bad, paying $21.62 on on a finance charge. But where credit cards can really get you is where you're paying like $50 or $100 or $200 a month on finance charges. You're like gave yourself a whole another bill in life. That's $100 a month for finance charges. That's like a cell phone bill. You don't want to pay $100 a month just to be borrowing money. So you want to get that credit card paid off. All right. Ronnie owes a finance charge this month because he didn't pay his bill in full last month. His average daily balance is $4,578.63. His APR is 22%. What is the amount of Ronnie's finance charge? So you're going to want to pause me here, make me be quiet so that you can do this on your own as practice. You're going to want to use this example 4 here as your your model, as your exemplar to solve Ronnie's problem here. All right, pause me. All right, give yourself that opportunity to give this a shot. All right, so the magic of video. You pause me, unpause me. Here we go. All right, so let me do it step by step, just like we did before. We first took the 22% and we divided it by 12. All right, this APR is an annual percentage rate. I need to divide by 12 to turn it into a monthly percentage rate. All right, there's the monthly percentage rate. This is the monthly percent, 1.833 repeating. All right. Okay, that's the monthly. Now I want to convert this into a decimal out of 1. So I need to divide by 100 to convert this into a decimal out of 1. There is my monthly percentage rate expressed as a decimal out of 1. Now I'm going to multiply this by the average daily balance, right? $4,578.63. Boom. $83.94, and I just drop it right there. That's rounding the nearest hundredth, $83.94. Honestly, this is the step-by-step way of doing it. This isn't the way I would actually do it if I was calculating this out for myself. If I was trying to calculate this for myself, I would just take the average daily balance from the beginning. Again, I'm going to show you just a different way of doing this. You don't have to do it this way. I'm just showing you that it exists. I'm going to multiply it by the 22%, which I know then has to be converted into a monthly percentage rate, which I know then has to be converted into a decimal out of 1. So all in one shot, I'm taking that 22%, dividing by 12, dividing by 100. And so instead of doing it step by step, I do it all at once, and notice I get the exact same answer, right? So you can choose how you'd like to do these, up to you, whatever you feel like. That's just how I would do it. Steve owes a finance charge this month because he didn't pay his bill in full last month. His average daily balance is $8,412.10. His APR is 21%. What is the amount of Steve's finance charge? Go ahead and give this a shot. I didn't go over this one in class. I'm not going to go over it here in this video. This quick question is going to tell me whether you know what you're doing here. All right, great. So next question, you do that. You can pause me now and finish Steve's question. But there's this average daily balance. The average daily balance, I hope you put that in your own words, but it's like the average amount you owe each day of the month. That's one way of saying it. And I also have, remember, the definition up here. You could copy and paste it, but hopefully by now you can put it in your own words. The average daily balance is the average amount that you owe for each day of that month. All right, and then Ranique. So we have a situation here with Ranique. I really like this question. If you find yourself, let me just read it. Ranique charged $1,245.58 on her credit card last month on clothes. Ranique paid off the entire balance before the end of the billing cycle at the end of the month. If Ranique's credit card has an APR of 19%, how much of a finance charge will Ranique owe? All right. If you pick up a calculator to solve this one, I would advise you to reread it and think again. All right. You don't need a calculator for this one. You just got to read the question carefully. All right. And then you're going to answer the learning target questions, and then you're going to be done. All right. So that is day 2. That is day 2 of lesson 4, consumer credit and credit cards. All right. Hope you enjoyed this. And I'm Mr. Solt, and I'll see you in class.